a correction, and Porter's responses rarely extended beyond, "Yes, ma'am." What was more unsettling than the long silences, however, was how little Porter seemed to mind them. Sometimes she wondered if he even noticed the change in their relationship.
Request for a welfare check at 1320 Holly Ridge Loop. Any units available?
The voice on the other end of dispatch was androgynous and flat. It would have maintained the same disinterested tone if it were announcing a virgin sacrifice atop the Bradbury building. Porter responded immediately. 6 Adam 9, go ahead.
Caller advises hasn't been able to reach parents in 48 hours. Parents are elderly.
Roger, on our way.
Copy. Proceed go to.
Banning checked the time. Nearly 11, the night just getting warmed up. At least a welfare check would get her out of the car for a while. All the same, it annoyed her that Porter had taken the call without consulting her. "Next time, weigh in with me first," she said. "Yes, ma'am." He didn't spare her a glance. It had rained all week, and the gentle hills above Franklin were sodden. Puddles stood every few feet along the old, pocked road, and trees groaned under their own engorged weight. When Banning and Porter stepped out at the Lauterbach residence, the world around them was alive with water. It rushed past their feet into storm drains, dripped from the leaves of overhanging palms, and filled the air itself in the January chill. Banning felt a dampness on her skin and glanced up at a street lamp where she saw a light mist dancing in the beam. There was something else there, too, tucked in the elbow bend where the lamp arched away from the pole. She squinted and was able to make out a fat spider's egg. It might have been her imagination or the work of a mild breeze, but it seemed to tremble as it hung there in its ragged web. "Ma'am?" Banning started. She turned and saw that Porter had snuck up close behind her. Had he done that on purpose? She studied him for any hint of mischief, but his face was unreadable. Just that same assured calm he always wore. "What?" "Should I call in our location?" "Why are you asking me?" Porter blinked. "You asked me to check in with you from now on." "Not about every little thing." Porter touched the shoulder mic of his rover. 6 Adam 9. Show us code 6 at the Holly Ridge Loop address.
6 Adam 9, 10-4.
The radio crackled back. The house was a Tudor revival cottage, timber-framed, with a faux thatched roof and a wide red brick chimney sweeping up the left gable wall. 2 dormer windows protruded from above and to either side of the front door, so that the house seemed to bear an expression of surprise, but the diamond-shaped panes that stared out from their lead casings were dark. No light glimmered within. Banning stepped through the wrought iron arbor that marked the boundary between the sidewalk and the Lauterbach property, passing the beam of her maglite across the yard and over the ground-floor windows. No doors ajar, no broken glass, no foot-sized depressions in the spongy mulch. The 2 officers followed the curving flagstone path to the covered entryway, where a note taped to the doorbell advised, "Out of order, please knock firmly." The cursive handwriting was done with the studied elegance of a schoolteacher. It would be difficult not to knock firmly, Banning saw. The brass griffin and the knocker hanging from its beak were oversized, absurd, a conspicuous misstep in design. She gripped the ring, which felt much colder than she'd expected, and brought it down 3 times on the striking plate. She winced. The sound was terrific, sharp and penetrating. Banning listened, holding her breath, but the gurgling of the wet night made it impossible to tell if anyone stirred within. She counted to 30, then knocked again. "LAPD," she called. "Everyone okay in there?" 30 more seconds. Nothing. Porter was a head taller, so Banning had to look up at him. "Go check out the windows around the house. Shine your light in there and see what you can see." "Yes, ma'am." He turned to go, and Banning heard him murmur, "Yes, ma'am." Again. That smacked of insubordination, but of the kind